See you in a bit. Top man. Thank you. Little Black Book's on with us now. What you saying, mate?
Yo, what's good, man? You right, yeah?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Where are you at? We've had two very different callers speaking about Chelsea. Elijah fuming, David telling everyone to stay calm. What did you make of tonight's performance? Where did it go wrong for you? And is your head hot?
Nah, I can't even lie to you. David stole my thunder because honestly, I'm very calm. I'll tell you why. Because we've seen this all season. There is nothing different to what we saw with Flamengo that we haven't seen with all season from Chelsea. And then we spoke about this last time when I came on. I said to you that the problem with Chelsea right now is actually a mentality issue because you've got young people who are going to be inconsistent in the way they play. If they play this game again against Flamengo, they win because they're that inconsistent, right? And so with Chelsea right now is a mentality issue. For instance, you mentioned Palmer. I'll tell you what's going on with Palmer. Palmer is one of those players at the moment. He reminds me of when Christian Pulisic was having a similar situation. That when a team is bad and you need someone to drag you, Palmer has no problem dragging you. But when the team is at a comfortable level, unfortunately at this time when Palmer's not having to like do the extra, he goes missing a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a mentality issue. I'm a good player, but I haven't found my consistency all the way through. Now, of course, he had a great season. Obviously, his first season with Chelsea, second season, as we've seen, kind of peeled off towards the end, right? So he just needs to find his footing again as to the consistency that he needs to bring to his game, which is sometimes you need to. I said it in the chat. He needs to find some coaching just to kind of bring him back to, hey, Palmer, keep it simple. This is what you're going to do. You get the ball, you dribble, you go, and you make the pass. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't do too much because whenever you're doing all the extra stuff, you're complicating your game. Stick to your game. I think that's number one. Number two, obviously the Jackson issue. We spoke about this last time about strikers. And the difficulty with Chelsea right now is they went 1-0 up, right? And like I said, when they switched the lap for Jackson, I don't actually have a problem with that. At the end of the day, we're taking it seriously or not taking it seriously. I don't have a problem with that, right? What I have a problem with is, again, is mentality. Because what Jackson sowed was mentality. Like when you prepare yourself for a game, Terry, you prepare yourself for fights and stuff, when you prepare a game for a game, right? There's a mentality you go into that game where there's a level of seriousness that you as an individual have to get into. So that when you come on, you're ready to go, right? You're not thinking about doing something stupid because you're always thinking about how to be prepared to make sure that I'm doing the right things on this pitch to help my team. I feel like Jackson's concentration and focus has slipped. And it slipped towards the end of the season because we saw it with Newcastle. It's just something stupid. Now, do I think Chelsea should sell him? Nah, I think they should ship him to left wing. I think that's what they should be doing. Ship his ass to the left wing, okay, and right, and keep the lap, and probably end up buying. I would say Oshishome buy him because he offers something different. So that Jackson is not in a striking position, because right now we'll put a man who's not a striker in a striker position. He's not a striker. If anything, he's probably best second striker and then left wing. So I think that's a really important thing for Maresca to sort out. I'm not a Maresca person. First and foremost, we came fourth. This is not the time to lose your heads. Yeah, we're acting as if we are better than we actually are. I don't even think they even disrespected Flamengo. I'll tell you why. Because this is Chelsea. This is Chelsea how they've played all season. They've been inconsistent. They've been in games where they've been 1-0 up and lost concentration, and they lose a game. Right. And so I don't even think they even not took it serious. I just think that it's a mentality issue which requires you to have somebody. And I love Reece James. I actually love Reece James. I really do. He's wearing my favorite number because that's my birthday as well in June. But the problem I have is I don't think that James in this team right now, no offense to him, is the captain that Chelsea need. Because when you have a captain, you need to, I used to love watching someone like Stevie G. I don't like the fact he played for Liverpool, but hey, I love watching Stevie G. Because what he does, when you play with Stevie G, you have to be on your game, right? He will pull you by the scruff of the neck and say, hey, guys, let's get it together. And I feel like I don't see that with Reece James about pulling people like, hey, come on, get your head in the game. And sometimes you need that because sometimes when you're playing and it's heat, it's hot, sometimes you kind of lose a bit of focus. You need someone to be screaming at you, hey, come on, get your head in shape, right? We hear these stories. I love watching Thierry Henry, the interview with Gary Neville talking about Martin Keown. You need that kind of stuff in your team. I don't see that from anybody in that team, Chelsea team, who's like, you know what? But get your head in the game, because sometimes you lose focus in the game. And so if no one's doing that, then the whole team actually begins to suffer, right? For me, the defense, I don't think the defense was necessarily that bad. But what I would say again, once more again, is I don't feel a doggedness about Chelsea right now. I need to see that dog in us again, where the team itself is wanting to harass the opponent team. Like once you get to a certain point, we're harassing you, we're on you. I'm not seeing that from the defense and the midfield as such. IU, listen, Caicedo is probably the exceptional player in this situation, but I'm not seeing it as a team effort. And that is partly player, but it's also partly coach. I haven't seen that all season from Chelsea, to be honest. And that's coaching. Coaching should get you into a mindset that is a siege mentality. Something that I loved about Jose Mourinho is that once he gets a team, he gets a siege mentality. Now, he doesn't always win, but he gets a mentality in the players. And I think right now, where Maresca can just mold this team a bit more is that you grab these boys and you have to install that you are now a dog. When they get into that defense position, you're switched on so much, they're terrified of coming into your defense position because they know that you're going to harass them. I don't see that from Chelsea. Sometimes I see them Miranda-ing, walking, people get past them, and it's like they're kind of trekking slowly. I saw the same thing of Trent Alexander when he got exposed against what was the game? Ali always was. He got exposed and he was kind of trekking back slowly. It's like the same kind of thing. It's like you need a doggedness in that particular place. But again, like I said, I'm not losing my head. I think these are things that can be sorted, and I really hope that Chelsea by 1 or 2. Please, first of all, Robert Sanchez, let's get him out. No offense. I don't think he's that bad, but he's not that great. If you ever played football and have a goalkeeper who makes mistakes, it's always nervy for the rest of the team. So, yeah.
I hear you. Listen, bro, I appreciate you coming on. We'll chat to you again soon. Great review, my friend. Speak to you in a bit. Top man, Ches is on with us now. Ches,
hey,
what are you saying, brother?
First day I came on because I tuned into Football Terrace. I swear down. I was eating my sushi and Terry was like, I'll pay £100 to charity if Chesney turns up.
Well, you're here, aren't you? The call out worked, didn't it?
Yeah, you better get a checkbook out to a charity of anybody's choice in the chat, yeah?
I'm going to donate to this brilliant charity. They're called it's My SEYF and My SELF. Brilliant organization to donate to. But what are you saying, bro? What are you saying?
Yeah, I didn't hear Elijah's rant because I heard you say 2 different kind of calls, but you know who I'm gonna side with, David and that guy. What's the guy's name? I don't know.
Little Black Book.
Black Book will call it. That's a mad name. Anyway, listen.
Kojo is his like first name, but yeah.
Kojo, fair enough. Kojo, yeah, he's to talk sense, man, and I'm gonna bring sense as well. First half, I think Chelsea wanted to contain them in terms of the physical game. Ringo clear the game plan to rough us up. Play on that kind of like aggressive tone of the game, loads of fans in the stadium. I think Chelsea, for the most part, dealt with that quite well. We got the goal, which is kind of fortuitous the way it happened, but Neto could finish. And you're thinking the second half, Terry, Chelsea come out, contain the game, and kind of see it out a bit. Unfortunately, for many reasons, personnel, management, players, it all kind of faltered, man. And everyone just crumbled. And Flamengo deserved to win it. Their goals were very, very lucky, quite poor quality, but Chelsea, in a way, gifted them goals, poor offsides, lack of concentration. I wouldn't say, like Kojo said to that, when you watch the game, right? You don't watch long. You wouldn't say the goals were individual errors or like a mistake, but what they were was a lapse of concentration, a lack of experience, and like a lack of will to fight. Because if you watch Chelsea last 10 games of the season, and we showed the opposite of what we showed in the second half. So when Maresca comes out and says, which confirms my opinion, that he tried new tactics and tried something different and it didn't work, it's kind of proven because the players look confused. The second half, there was literally no patterns of play, nothing, until the red card happens. We're going to speak about Jackson in a moment. And it was all kind of all over the place. And that wasn't surprising to hear Maresca then come out and say the reason why he's obviously taking blame off the players, but he's saying for himself, I changed the tactics and that's why it happened. So overall, the players were poor. I wouldn't say quality-wise, but in terms of mentality, like Coach just said, Reece James, where are you to step up once the first goal goes in? Interesting. And then to concede 2 goals in a few minutes, that's pure inexperience because quality-wise, they're not better than us. And even their goals were tap-ins. So it wasn't like they bottled up to the park and scored a wonderful goal. It's just lapses. Flamengo, to be fair to them, the admin's going crazy, Chad. I don't know if you've seen it. They're trolling us all over on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some of the posts.
Yeah, and it's all good, but here's the problem. When me, David, and Kojo speak, obviously me, Jaden, Javern, and Matty in the chat, Terry sees it. People seem to think we're being positive. We're just being balanced. Because here's the problem, Terry, with a lot of these people, and I'm going to go to the fans. These are the same fans that said we wouldn't make top 4. These are the same fans who said we would never win a trophy on the Clear Lake. These are the same fans who doubted some of the signings we made, despite some signings being poor, which is very normal in football history. That's the problem. I'm actually quite balanced. They're not. So what will happen is, Terry, we'll lose a game, which we shouldn't do, in the way we do. And all of a sudden it's, the ownership. What happens next week if we beat the other team 3-0, we top the group? I won't hear a word. They'll be like, yeah, we should have done it anyway. And so you know this because you're a United fan, and it's very contrarian point of views in your fan base, right? You do a little thing that's good, no one speaks by it. Something negative-ish happens, and it's blown up proportion. That's football fandom, and you've been in the game longer than me, so you know how this works. I'm in the game now. I understand how it works. I'm not going to overly get annoyed. But what I don't like is when we lose this game in the way we have, and all of a sudden, people's insecurities about the team, shock horror, they come out again. Jackson's terrible. And look at Sanchez. Oh my gosh, the midfield. I wasn't hearing any of this when we made top 4. It all disappeared. And they were going, you know what, they made it. We'll give the benefit of that. And all of a sudden, that was a massive issue. Be consistent. That's what I would say. Just be consistent. I'm very consistent. Hence why no one could really troll me or go on to about it. Because I haven't really changed my tune once. And what I'm going to say to you moving forward, because I know you're going to ask me, is we need to improve next game. We must top the group. So if that means you have to go out there and score 3-4 goals, you have to do it. And like you've already identified, the team we're playing, they're the lowest quality, you'll probably say, in the group, right? So I expect to get 2-3 goals. Yep. And then we'll see where we go in the qualification stages. Am I happy we didn't get Mangano over the line? No. Am I happy to see Sanchez starting? No. Petrovic should be in the team. Maresco obviously admitted he changed it up. I don't know why he did that. That's stupid. But again, I'm not going to slate him over the top like a lot of fans have done. When the past 10 games I've gone and won like 9 of them, when it mattered the most.
I hear you on that.
I have to be consistent in terms of
I agree with you on that. I think there's banter aside. I think you can be angry with tonight's game, but I do think it's not the right time for Chelsea fans to throw baby out with the bathwater. However, as you say, I think criticism of loads of different things tonight definitely needs to happen. Ches, always a pleasure, bruv, and we'll chat again soon, mate. You can go back to putting your legs up.
Yeah, this guy.
See you later, mate. Take care. Thank you. Have I done all these super chats? I don't know if I've missed any of these. This here says Chelsea have spent 1.6 billion and still don't have a coherent, dominant team. Ownership needs a serious question posing to them, is what Ginger Bish says here. Well done. Beat Chelsea. Move on. What is it? No one is untouchable, is what Nav says here. Terry, CFC fans were told we didn't sign anyone in January so that we can lay the groundwork for the signings before the Club World Cup, yet we just ended up with the lap, is what TM says here. Ginger Bith also says a Clear Lake are faking it till they make it. The sooner we're out of the competition, the better. It's injuries that worry me, and 10 days off. Then the Premier League back on. It's all about money. Take the money and cut 30 million, whatever. That's me personally. This brother is enjoying his summer. His what Mute says here. Chelsea are England of 2010. I will say Jorginho is still a quality midfield player. He still is. He still is. He just wanted to leave and he wanted to go back home. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. Andrew Barnes is on with us now. Andrew, what are you saying, mate?
Hi, Terry. How are you?
I am very, very good. Very warm, but very good. What did you make of Chelsea tonight? What do you want to say?
Yeah, so I kind of agree and disagree with the points of the guys who came on earlier. So the thing is, I think that this was like on the manager for sure. You can't come out in the post-match press and say, it was because I changed tactics. You normally train for 2 or 3 different tactics and you come out there. You can't say, okay, because I switched up the tactics that like the game was shit. You can't say that. It's not acceptable. Chelsea did try to be physical, and like we all know that the Premier League is more physical than most other leagues, but those guys were more physical than us. Like they were like putting the pressure, and like the press in the beginning was crazy. Like if the first 3 minutes, if you watched, they were actually pressing a lot. And I think we definitely need a better keeper. Sanchez was, again, his distribution was terrible from the back. He sort of piled on the pressure by doing that. And in the start of the second half, you knew that there was a goal coming because of the way that we kept getting these near misses because they were running in the box, crashing the box, and they made the most out of their set pieces, which was like normally what you do, against a better quality team, let's say. And we had this discussion in the last game whether the difference between Jackson and Dilap only played for this much of time and all of that. The thing is that Jackson, you can see that the footballing sense that he has is very like limited. He's a physical athlete, but this thing of like this footballing sense is that he comes on, he knows that we just conceded, and he lost his head like not even 5 minutes since he's on. It seems such a like I think Joshua said it, like it's a liability. It is a liability to have. The only good thing in this was that I think that because he got the red card now and he can't play like the next 1 or 2 games, there's no like debate. They will play Dilap for sure. I think that when you play the South American side, when you play somebody who like you could have tried to play Santos. Like if you're going to try something different, play a Brazilian midfielder in the midfield. Like maybe he knows how that Brazilians play, and like he will have that sort of sense of like having control of the ball. But I just think that playing Reece James there doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. It didn't work. Like we tried this before as well towards the end of the league, and it didn't work. And he had to revert back to putting Reece James on the wing. So again, Gusto has not been good for us for some time now. I like Gusto. I personally like Gusto. I like that the times where he was covering for Reece James, he was good. He's just not been like good. I know people in the chat are saying, yeah, PSG lost 1-0. And if you look at how they played that game, they were like unfortunate, and they were like, those guys were really defending on the line, clearing it off the goal like line to like keep that 1-0. Chelsea didn't win, like Chelsea didn't lose like that. Chelsea lost 3-1 and 10 men. Like, we lost our head, and we lost our shape, and we lost our concentration and everything in this game. And that's why it's annoying. Yes, we understand that you can win and lose games. It's okay. Yes, we're a young team. We've been inconsistent. All of that is okay. But it's just been frustrating because of the fact that, these are things that we can like fix. And we as fans, I'm not a football expert, but like if I can see some things, like why isn't Maresca seeing it? Or maybe he just wants to try. Like I think David said it, like he just wants to try, and this is an opportunity to try, so he's trying. But as a fan, you're sitting here and you're watching, and I can't even imagine the people who traveled to go watch it in that heat, what they have to deal with when they go there, But they deserved it. Flamengo deserved it. They played really well. You have to give props where it's due, and they did play really well. And we'll see. I know these guys are trolling in the comments talking about Chelsea being conference league level. I think we're better than that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I think it's right to criticize. I spent a lot of the match reaction criticizing. I think Fran Baby out with the bathwater, though, at this stage, I think is premature. Listen, Andrew, an absolute pleasure to sit and speak, mate. I really appreciate it, my friend, and we'll chat again soon.
See you, Terry. Take care.
Thank you. I know there's still a lot of people backstage.